Hey Saber fans, so this is my last reveal for the night. Saved one of the best for last. You know, that Roman props was nice, the Resurgence was nice, Corbett MPP was nice. But this has been a long time coming for me, and I'm so glad it has finally come to be. 89sabers MPP. Wonderful weight. Heavy as hell. I just love it. One of the things that I had to have, I already knew I would want it, so I went ahead and bought it at the same time I bought this hilt from KR, was the KR Sabers Accuracy Kit. Those wires, those real wires. That injection molded plastic was not doing it for me. You know, I even kind of tried to trick myself. It's like, okay, I'm going to put in the wire. Okay, I like it. Took it out, put in the injection molding. No. It wasn't good. Took it out almost immediately. Anyways. Whoop.
Prepare a boarding party.
Okay. Let me go and put a blade in here. Oops. This has got some crazy good blade depth and crazy good blade retention. If I can get the blade out. The blade's a bit of a snug fit, but you can get it out. Blade depth in this, you're not even going to be able to see the bottom probably. It's... I'll put it this way. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. I'm not even going to mess around with that. It's snug. So, I mean, it's a pretty snug fit with my 1-inch blades. Still comes out pretty easy. It's a lot of blade depth. I think it's like 2.5 inches. Typical MPP. Crazy good blade depth. Lovely proffie board. I do get some false clashes with it. Get some nice shine through on the S section and a little bit on the wires. You can barely see it at the right angle. I mean, just barely. You probably won't be able to see it just because of the blade being so flippin' bright. I can't see it. Oh well. So... this is a wonderful saber.
Young. The balance, light, vengeance.
I think the only thing that I might change on this is the speaker. I love the Saber Essential speaker, but those TCS WOW speakers are nuts. They are crazy loud. Now, one thing that I really like about this chassis is switch, done. Both your switch solutions.
Luke Skywalker. Kylo Ren.
Vader's assassin.
This cyber prototype.
Automatic not found.
Vader.
I gotta work on that. I think that's my battery level indicator. Something goofy going on there. Probably need to rename the font on the SD card, I bet. I don't know. Either way. So the one thing special for this is that I recently acquired a 3D printer. And I used the Eco chassis from KR Sabers. And here we have our chassis. Nice weight to the grip section. So, As you can tell, I got some nice silk bronze PLA, and it's nice and smooth. It's nice and solid. Ow, kind of hurt a little. Recharge port in the bottom. Have your speaker right there. Have your board, obviously, and your battery. You can't see it from the backside, but a Nerfworks Lab 15 amp battery. Solos hold. And there is a set screw up in here that retains it without it moving. So, and you know, honestly, I'll probably change this out to the removable battery chassis just because I feel like it'll provide less false clashes because the speaker is all the way down here versus right there. And I feel like, you know, that it's pushing out and in, so it's creating those false clashes. It's part of it. Need more resonance or a better enclosure. It's pretty much what it boils down to. I love Goth's designs. I always will. They're fantastic chassis. And the fact that they're offering them the eco chassis for print it yourself or purchasing the eco chassis. You know, Shapeways recently increased their prices, so he's offering those as a cheap solution to get some basic chassis. And you know, I also have some glow-in-the-dark PLA. How cool would that be? You know, I have a string of NeoPixels in here. Whenever it's on, those LEDs will be bright. It'll soak up that LED light, turn it off, and it's freaking glowing. That's cool, right? You know, from what I've printed already, it's pretty solid stuff. I love it. It's so cool. The fact that chassis are coming to a even more readily available option. Shapeways is greatness, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it helps them out as well, because sintering 3D printing, that's a big freaking job. Anyways, enough of my rant. Back to the Saber. This is a beautiful, beautiful MPP. I know there are some inaccuracies with it. I don't really care. I'm not a huge stickler on MPP inaccuracies. I want the weight, I want the chrome plating, I want the wires, the shine through, the 1-inch blade holder. 1-inch blade holder? You know, there's other than the Master Replica Vaders, none of them got it. Unless you get the stock blade holder bored out to 1 inch, you're stuck with 7/8. And 1 inch is very rarely available. One huge inaccuracy I know of with this is the shroud. You know, the finish on it isn't quite right. There's a few other things not quite right, like the D-ring is super tiny. You can get a Roman's props and that fixes it. I don't know. I'm a part of the MPP Addict support group, and they are very good at the knowledge on this. But God, it's so hard to come across a vintage MPP. It really is. I would consider getting one. But yeah, I waited quite some time for this to come out. It is fantastic. One thing I did have kind of a finicky time with was dialing in the screw on this just right to where I could unscrew the grip without it being a total pain. There is a lot I like about this Saber though. Like, with this chassis, it was basically all in one. The only thing that is running through the Saber, which is the only reason I can't remove the chassis right now, is the switches, obviously. Blade depth is nuts on this thing. It really is. And the fact that the switches come on a PCB is fantastic. It's literally, you know, if I remove these two screws, Jesus. If I remove these two screws, you will actually see a PCB mounted screwed onto the blade holder. It has a switch up here and a switch down here. And 4 solder points below that. It's fantastic. One of the things I've loved doing with A New Hope bubble strips, similar to this, is putting a little piece of aluminum underneath it. That way it's not see-through anymore. So for instance, you probably won't be able to see it. I usually use whatever I have on hand, like maybe a empty Coke can, empty Full Throttle can, anything with caffeine in it pretty much. Actually, you can kind of see the Coca-Cola reflect off the chrome plating on the inside. It's kind of cool, but yeah. I wouldn't mind getting one of those switch holders just to fill in that gap, you know, because it's like, hey, how's it going? What's going on in there? You know, it's yeah, this is a beautiful saber. I love it. That's the main thing I love about it is the weight. It's heavy. It's just like the Roman Props Graflex. It's very heavy. And you know, it's not, you know, up here, it is quite grip worthy. And, you know, Anakin, he was usually like this with his dueling, 1.5 hands. I guess he would be down here sometimes. I don't know. But, yeah. What was the other thing I was going to bring up? What was it? I don't write down scripts because that's stupid. The grips. The grips. Oh, the grips. Okay, so 89sabers. This is my one really, really big gripe with this kit. The 89sabers Graflex kit and the MPP kit comes with rubber grips. No bueno. If you ever feel a difference in between these PVC injection molded grips and the rubber grips, it is noticeable immediately. For instance, the rubber grips, they will get dirty, they'll deteriorate, they're overall nasty. They don't feel as solid. Like, this feels like it should be part of the metal body. It's so stiff and hard. Of course, with these being hard plastic, not rubber, they don't conform as well with the grip section. So, I used E6000. Used the ESP grip guide from the Graflex guide, and it worked like a charm. Just left it on there, let it cure fully before I started messing with it. And I think these grips have been on there for going on a week now. No issues. I tried some double-sided ultra thin tape because I didn't want to use foam tape, didn't want to use 3M tape, because you're going to see it. You're going to see it. Where am I? There. You're going to see it in that crack right there. I've done that on other grips. Terrible idea. Huge pain in the butt to get off. It was such a chore getting that tape off. I'll never use it again for grips. It's a cheap, easy solution, and it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look great. Ultra thin tape is cool, only if it's for the super flat grips. Now these have that little contour in the middle, as most accurate grips do, so you kind of have to use adhesives. You can use 2-part epoxies. I prefer E6000 because it is solid. After it cures fully, it is solid, and it's still flexible. I mean, if you take this off, you can pretty easily peel it off. Rubbing alcohol, it's gone. No problem. Just takes a little bit of elbow grease. But yeah, that's my only real big gripe with this saber is the grips that come with it. Had the same issue with the 89sabers Graflex. It's a great saber. If you ever buy one, make sure you take a visit to either Wanawanga or Todd's Costumes, or find somebody on Facebook. There's a few really good people on there that are really good at making very accurate grips. You know, getting the 30-degree angle cut on a New Hope Graflexes or the A New Hope MPP. Stuff like that. But yeah, beautiful saber. I can't express to you how happy I am that I did buy the accuracy wire kit. Because even the injection molded ones, they don't have the gray wire. It's just another white wire. That was one thing I did have to mod. I did have to drill a hole a little bigger for these 4 wires to sit actually in there, because they were actually too big to fit in there. This one fit fantastic. It was great. These 4, oh, I couldn't be happier with how they turned out. They look amazing compared to that injection molding. I'm not even going to show you those because it's trash. To be right honest, it's the grips and the wires are trash. Upgrade those. A little bit of extra cost. It's worth every penny, especially for a saber this beautiful. Oh. I would also like to upgrade the shroud one day to the Roman props. One day I might. One day I might not. I'm definitely going to upgrade the chassis to the removable battery because the grip section is not bad to take off. I'm still working on my 3D printer as far as getting it just the way I like it. There are some inconsistencies here, especially with this PLA. It's a little goofy. I'm probably going to go with a different color, like a black cherry. It's like a dark red. It looks fantastic. Like a... I've seen this wicked cool demon statue made from it. It's sweet, but it's probably what I'll go with because, you know, that dark, deep red, that just accents Vader so well. And I love the bronze, but this is going to be more for decorative pieces and stuff like that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it offered some insight. And I love that no wiring. Oh, I love it. Of course, you can see the 2 wires for the speaker, but where's the wiring to the board? I don't know. There's some right there, but I don't know. There's like a little bit of solder there, but where's it at? Is this wireless? I didn't know wireless was a thing on soundboards. It's not. I'm just that good. Sorry, I'm real confident in my saber installs. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Anyways, until the next time, saber fans, may the force be with you always.